Hello and welcome to Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. On today's show, we'll learn all about the Morris County Columbus Day Parade. We'll also learn how a nonprofit organization is providing housing and services to adults with disabilities. But first, on Saturday, October 15th, Let's Talk Women's Health and Wellness will be at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in Newark. Joining me now on the show to talk about the event is the creator, Deb Belfato. Thank you so much for coming on, Deb.
Oh, Lisa Marie, thank you for having me and giving me this opportunity.
Deb, you have been such an advocate for women all across the Garden State now for decades. Tell us what inspired you to create this event.
So, first breast cancer diagnosis, 1988. Access to resources, kind of amazing because in 1988, there wasn't the resources, there wasn't the comprehensive multidisciplinary approach to a breast cancer diagnosis. But remarkably, because I am fortunate to have access to incredible resources, even then, because of the network, because of the relationships, and so I was treated then at University of Pennsylvania. I thought I had, served my time. I thought one diagnosis was enough, but we never know what life will bring. And that's why it's so important to live life to the fullest. So let's then fast forward. My first breast cancer gave me the privilege of running an affiliate of Susan G. Komen for the Cure for 12 plus years. And when I say privilege, I mean privilege, because it allowed me to do what bothered me the most, was that I had access, and far too many women who were diagnosed did not have the quality of care that I did. So we also fueled research, and that's why in today's world and in today's society, more women are certainly thriving after a breast cancer diagnosis because there are so many options and the treatment is so much more specific. But the numbers of 1 in 8 women being diagnosed in their lifetime have not changed. So I'll fast forward to here we are in the midst of a pandemic, something that our world had never seen before. And most people were very preoccupied, fearful, gripped with anxiety during a time in our lives when we didn't really have a lot of answers. But I had a big distraction. I got diagnosed with a second breast cancer, not a reoccurrence. And that's an important fact, not a reoccurrence. And we're talking about 34 years later after my first diagnosis. I'm formulating, my brain is churning and burning. And I'm like, there's something very off with what it was almost as if I had a vision that something needed to be done to reboot women's focus on their wellness. And I'm not just talking about breast health or breast cancer. I'm talking from the crown to the soul. So I thought, oh, I know, why not build a symposium? So now this is churning and burning. And I'm like, yep, we're going to turn this around. Reached out to NJPAC, thought of a date. And then I thought initially it would be breast health. And then Dr. Deborah Axelrod said to me, oh, no, you need to spread a wider net. This is going to be many women's health topics. And we have many.
What a journey you have had. Let's talk about October 15th, though. What will the event feature?
We're going to hear from breast health experts, namely Dr. Michelle Blackwood, who heads up the world of breast health for RWJ Barnabas. And and others that will bring you up to the minute with the latest and the greatest and everything you need to know. We then are going to invite everyone to participate in breakout sessions and workshops, the likes of a yoga practice, the conversations with a fertility specialist, with a doc who's skilled in menopause. We're going to hear from women that are experts in the financial space, and on and on and on. It's a very comprehensive day, but it's definitely peppered with a lot of movement and music, because we want to keep a lightness about this.
I know that people watching can actually sponsor a sister and get people from the community to attend the event. How can our viewers go about doing that?
Oh, thank you so much, Lisa Marie, for bringing that up, because all women having access to quality health care matters deeply to me. Health equity is just paramount for what I believe in and what I wish to see us do a better job with. So when we launched this whole initiative by what we called our ambassador appeal. So a love letter, as was endearingly named by the committee, from me went out to over 700 of my nearest and dearest, asking them to join on as an ambassador for $250. And what that means is that for $250, you get a ticket and you give a ticket to a sister, because we are a sisterhood, who honestly may not be able to be with us that day because it's a financial hardship. The ticket price, the individual ticket price, is $25. That was very intentional to make it very, very affordable. But sister tickets are available, and we're working in partnership with community-based organizations and nonprofits to ensure that we're reaching these organizations and giving them the opportunity to say, I'd like to bring 5 sisters. I'd like to bring 10 sisters. So that really is one of the most important pieces of this day, because I believe that the audience should be the most beautiful blend of everything that represents sisterhood. And I'm confident that it will be that.
Talk to us about some of the sponsors around New Jersey that have helped bring this event to life.
Thanks for asking. So, when you think about this, this is an inaugural event that I believe deeply in, but it's new. So how do you sell something with a new name, a new brand, a new concept? You basically have to sell it on your reputation. So Joe B and I are very blessed to have an incredible network of relationships, family, friends, and it goes on and on and on. So what do? You reach out to. Because of my years of because of my years of being the executive director of Komen, I have long established wonderful relationships in the community. So we're talking about RWJ Barnabas. We're talking about Atlantic Healthcare. We're talking about MCJ. We are, Neiman Marcus is in the mix. The Simon Family Foundation, the Quick Family Foundation, RadNet. it takes my breath away when I see what we have been able to accomplish, but it also shows the beauty and the importance of maintaining and nurturing relationships. I want to keep going with these extraordinary relationships.
Deb, you are a warrior in every sense of the word. I was with you literally the day before your surgery last year, and a month and a half later, you were hosting a beautiful luncheon at your home. So you did not skip a beat at all. And that's just a testament to everything you are as a person. Thank you so much for coming on here, sharing your story, and telling us all about this amazing event.
Lisa Marie, I thank you because no matter what I do and what I believe in, you are right there with me. So my thanks goes to you.
Well, that's what it's all about, helping each other out. Thank you, Deb. See you on the 15th.
See you there.
For the first time in 3 years, the Morris County Columbus Day Parade is returning to East Hanover. The parade will take place on Sunday, October 9th on Ridgedale Avenue. Joining me now to talk about the parade and its history is Bill Agnolino, the president of the Morris County Columbus Day Parade. Billy, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate you having me. The club appreciates it.
Well, I have been affiliated with the East Hanover Italian American Club and the Morris County Columbus Day Parade since 2010, and it is my favorite day of the fall for sure because it is so much fun. And I know that we've been off for a little bit, but it's back bigger and better than ever. Tell us about it.
Well, it is going to be bigger and better than ever. We were actually very excited this year because there's so much interest that it's taken a life of its own, actually, because a lot of people are so excited that it's coming back. And as far as we're concerned, we want this to last forever.
Billy, over the years, Columbus Day has been under attack. There are those that think that the holiday should be called something different or should be done away with completely. What do you say to that?
Well, we in East Hanover, the club members and the residents, as far as they're concerned, this is something that represents Italian pride, Italian culture, and Italian heritage, and quite frankly, this is what we believe Columbus is about. And with all that, what you talked about before, this woke culture and getting rid of statues and that, we don't really see the benefit of any of that because you cannot rewrite history.
Absolutely. So tell us about this coming parade. Who is going to be honored? What will it feature?
We have some wonderful honorees this year, actually. We have a gentleman who's the Grand Marshal. His name is Aldo Zuppicini. He was in the snack food business. He invented many different things like bagel crisps, snack crisps, all different things. And recently he sold his business, but he's a very, very, very Italian guy. He is strictly for our culture, strictly to promote our heritage. We also have a nice gentleman from Suburban Propane, Mike Stavali. He's the CEO. He is our man of the year. And from East Hanover, we have our city councilwoman, Carolyn Giandoli, who also will be our woman of the year. And we have a very lovely young lady who started dancing school some 10 years ago. Her name is Danielle Del Vescovo. She is our entrepreneur of the year. Also, for the first time, we're giving out a Lifetime Achievement Award. Coincidentally, the Caponegro family in East Hanover, Maria Caponegro Carell and her brother, Dr. Stephen Caponegro, both were appointed superintendents of schools the same year, back in 2019. So it's a great accomplishment for the family, great accomplishment for them. So we decided to give them a Lifetime Achievement Award. Really an unusual coincidence, but nevertheless, we're very proud of them. She is the superintendent of the Hanover Park Regional High School District, and Stephen is the superintendent of the Florham Park School District. Also, we have a beautiful young girl, Alessandra LaRocca, is our parade princess.
Who else does the parade feature?
Well, we're going to have several different marching bands. We also are proud to have our own Hanover Park Marching Band from Hanover Park High School and our Whippany Park Marching Band. And we're very happy to have them because they do just a wonderful job. And you know, the Italian American Club is very big with scholarships in the schools, especially both of those schools.
Billy, you are the former mayor of East Hanover, and you actually created this parade all the way back in 2005. Talk about what inspired you to do so.
Well, I was elected. I took over, actually got sworn in as mayor in 2004. And we went through the first year and we got to May and we did a Memorial Day parade. And I said, wow, this doesn't look like it's that hard to do. Maybe we should do a Columbus Day. So I went to the East Hanover Italian American Club, of which I was always a member. And I said to the president at that time, was Joe D. Phillips, and I said, why don't we see if we can have a Columbus Day parade? So what happened, every Columbus Day, the club had bought a statue for the center of town. Every Columbus Day, we would put a wreath on and do what all Italians do after they do something, go to breakfast. And we went to breakfast and we sat there and we hashed it out. And here, lo and behold, the 2005, we started the first Columbus Day parade.
You touched on this, how the East Hanover Italian American Club, sponsors of the Morris County Columbus Day Parade, give back to the community through scholarships. What other initiatives do you do throughout the year to raise money and awareness towards your causes?
Well, we put on a carnival every year, and it's in June now. It used to be in May, but now it's in June. And that's how we fund our scholarship program. But over the years, beside the scholarship program, every year we donate to the St. Rose of Lima, which is our Catholic Church food bank. We donate to veterans groups. We donate to Halos for Angels, which is a great community organization in Florham Park. And you know what? If something comes to our attention, like someone's ill or they need something, we like to be the ones who come up and leave a check for it. For example, there was a gentleman in town who actually became a paraplegic. He dove into a swimming pool and they needed money for a van. So we contributed to that cause. Someone else was in very dire straits and they needed their car, they needed a transmission, and we put money in toward the transmission, just things like that, as well as the other things that we support. So we always try to give back. And that was when the founders of the club back in 1983, when they actually formed the club, that was one of the things they wanted to have, a lot of community participation, a lot of community pride, as well as Italian pride.
Billy, where can people find out more about you and the Morris County Columbus Day Parade?
Well, you know what? I could give you my phone number. Anyone who has any interest in coming to the parade and needs any questions answered can call me. Or if there's any groups out there that would like to participate in the parade, my phone number is 973-418-1485. I'd love to have them call, and we would love to have them in the parade, because you know what? We have to show our pride, and we have to show that Italian Americans are alive and well in light of all the things that have been going on. And you can go on to the East Hanover Italian American Club website, which would be ehiac.com.
Thank you for everything. And obviously, I can't wait for Sunday, October 9th. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Thank you.
Rebecca's Homestead is a nonprofit organization that offers housing for adults living with disabilities. Joining me now to discuss Rebecca's Homestead is Michelle Elmers, who co-founded the organization with her husband, Dennis. Michelle, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for having me and inviting me to this program. It really is an honor to be able to be invited to something like this, to be that public, especially for our nonprofit. We consider it somewhat small and new, and it's very exciting that we've been invited to do this. Thank you.
We are so honored to have you on here, Michelle. We love people with big hearts on your New Jersey. So you started this after your daughter, Rebecca, was born with several disabilities. Tell us all about Rebecca.
She was born barely breathing and was medevaced to another hospital where she was put on full life supports. She sustained seizures during that time, but really the big thing was that there was a problem in her development that kept her from breathing on her own. And this actually was taken care of through a medical miracle, a drug that wasn't even approved by the FDA at the time. This is 1987. And the doctors basically said, you can sign off, we can use this drug, and she will either live or she won't. And we signed off on using an experimental drug, and it saved her life. And so she has cerebral palsy, she has developmental delays, she's hearing impaired, and she does have seizures. And so all through her life of schooling, everything was developed and worked on as much as possible through different types of therapies. But it did leave her with the inability to ever drive, ever have a license, be able to ever read. She can walk, she rides a horse. And so she did develop the ability to walk at the age of 5. But intellectually wise, she is somewhere between a 6-year-old that doesn't know how to read yet, but then a typical teenager, 20-year-old that wants to go out, spend money, gather with her friends, try to get a job, learn about living on her own.
I want to meet Rebecca and hang out with her. She sounds like such a cool girl.
Say hello.
Oh, hi, Rebecca.
Okay, you see her? That's Lisa. Thank you. All right, you can go back.
How did your experience with Rebecca inspire you to create Rebecca's Homestead?
The thoughts of Rebecca's Homestead wasn't Rebecca's Homestead. It was just the thoughts of a farm. It was the thoughts of to have a place where adults could live in community, as well as have a thriving property where they could learn. They could learn about agriculture. They could learn about caring for animals. And then we continued to look for farms. And in 2017 is when we became a nonprofit. We established it as Rebecca's Homestead. There were opportunities where we could show up with our information and share our dream and our vision with other agencies and programs that were serving this population once they turned 21 and older. And so that's what we began to do, advocating, looking for property, fundraising, and making ourselves more, socially available to the community at large. So that was in 2017. 2018, we became an official tax exempt status. That took about 9 months. Everything takes a lot of time. And then we had our first fundraiser in 2018. And then we began doing more fundraising. And then in 2020 is when we actually found the property, and we closed on it in 2021. So during the pandemic, we were able to find this beautiful piece of property in Sussex County, Wantage, New Jersey. And that's where Rebecca's Homestead now is officially established.
Tell us all about Rebecca's Homestead and what kind of services and opportunities you provide.
Okay, so the farm, the property actually has a 4-bedroom home with enough space for 3 to 4 adults to move in. We have been renovating. We've been getting rid of carpeting to make it all accessible, painting, getting things ready. It also has another building behind it, and it looks just like a barn, but it's a newer building, like in the last 20 years. And it has a complete open space downstairs level that was used for a business. And that what we do is it's actually 2 rooms that just connect through a door, fully level, meaning you can get a wheelchair from right inside, from one room back to the other room. And that's where we're having our social gatherings. And we've had quite a few already, and we can fit about 50 people in those 2 rooms, doing anywhere from a painting class to having a chili cook-off to having a movie night, always with some food involved. The upstairs of that building has 3 more bedrooms in an apartment, and our plan is to move ambulatory young men to live there. So there will be women living in the house, the main house, and then there will be some men living in this upstairs apartment. We also will have a live-in aide in the house, and she will be primarily there through the state. Her this whole setup with housing subsidies and stuff is a very complicated process, but we are at the final stage of that process and about ready to move in to the 2 first women, which will be my daughter, Rebecca, and another woman named Jennifer.
Where can people find out more about you, Rebecca's Homestead, and how to get involved and donate?
Okay, so we have a website. It's called, it's www.rebeccashomestead.com. And everything is on there. There's opportunities to sign up to volunteer. There's opportunities to donate right on the website. We also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page under Rebecca's Homestead.
I thank you so much for taking the time to come on here today.
Oh, thank you. We just want to leave a legacy, for this population. God gave her to us. He has shown us this amazing group of people through her friends, and we just want to help wherever we can.
And thank you to Pam in the back who brought us together.
And Pam, thank you, Pam.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. We'll see you back here next week.